Many years ago, in the beautiful town of Mungai, lived a woman named Kadijatu. She was an accountant at a small agricultural NGO. The pay wasn't much, but she was proud of her job. It helped her keep the lights on, send her younger sister to nursing school, and take care of her aging mother, whose arthritis had turned daily work into a prayer point. Kadijatu wasn't flashy. She wore long skirts, plain shirts, and always had her hair neatly tied in a bun. Her friends would often tease her, saying, "You carry responsibility too much, like you were ordained from heaven to be the firstborn." And she would simply smile and say, "Somebody has to." Her life was quiet, steady. Until Usman Jalal walked in, like a final boss at a bus stop you've already given up at. They met at her cousin's wedding in Fujara. He wore a deep blue kaftan, had a neatly trimmed beard, and his perfume arrived before his handshake. When he smiled, 2 dimples danced on his face. He told her, "You have a calm spirit. I like quiet women. Noisy ones drain my peace." Those words are smooth, deliberate, began planting themselves in Kadijatu's heart like poison wrapped in honey. He said he ran a car import business. That he had just shipped a Toyota Corolla to a client in Baikama and was planning to open another garage in Lemon. He sounded like a man with plans, not just dreams. And he always had receipts, photos of car engines, calls that ended with "Yes, boss." So she believed him. He started visiting her after work, sometimes with shawarma, other times with flowers. He greeted her mother respectfully and offered to pay her sister's textbook fees, unprovoked. Soon, he began talking about the future. One evening, under the tree behind her house, he said, "I don't want to waste time. I want to build with someone. You're different. Wife material in a world full of polythene bags." Kadijatu, who had carried her family's weight for so long, started to believe that maybe, just maybe, this was the man who came to lighten her load. Within months, they had their traditional marriage. People said she was lucky. That she had caught a good man in a season of disappointment. Her mother cried from relief, "At least someone will watch over you now." Not long after, Usman suggested they open a joint account. He said, 2 people, 1 pocket. It helps couples grow together. Kadijatu was hesitant, she liked structure, she liked control. But he insisted that trust was the foundation of marriage. "My parents used a joint account and built a house," he said. So she agreed. They went to the bank on a Friday. But just before submitting their details, the customer service officer frowned. Madam's details didn't save. The server just hung. Before she could respond, Usman waved it off. "No worries. Just proceed with my name for now. She'll be added later. It's me and her, it's the same thing." And just like that, Kadijatu became a stranger to her own money. From that day, nothing was truly joint. Not the account. Not the decisions. Not the lies. Every month, her salary would go straight into the account. She hadn't bought new underwear in months. Her shoes begged for retirement. Her mother's painkillers had run out. And yet, Usman would say, "Send everything. Is it not our money?" At first, he used the funds to pay rent, buy food, support his business, or so she thought. But slowly, things changed. The fridge was always empty. The generator no longer came on. Usman left early and came home late smelling of beer. The ATM card disappeared into his wallet. The car key stayed in his pocket. Kadijatu, once tidy and composed, now went to work with tangled hair. Her nails chipped. She used Vaseline mixed with water for lotion. Her boss even asked one day, "Is everything okay at home?" But how could she explain? She, an accountant, was penniless in her own marriage. She borrowed transport fare from junior staff. She trekked to work. And even when the man who once called her his peace of mind now only asked, "What did you do with our money?" She stayed. "Because good wives endure. Don't they?" But the silence grew louder. Usman had no explanations, only coded phrases. "Business is slow. There's a delay. I'm handling it." But all Kadijatu saw were unpaid bills and excuses. One day, under the bed, she found a receipt of 350,000 Nigerian nairas withdrawn 2 weeks ago. Her chest clenched. She hadn't even bought sanitary pads. She was cutting old wrappers and folding them like bandages. She checked his wallet, more receipts, 200,000 Nigerian nairas, 120,000 Nigerian nairas, 95,000 Nigerian nairas at Skylight Lounge. She said nothing. Served his dinner with a hostage's smile. Later that night, she used his fingerprint to unlock his phone. The bank app showed 14,047 Nigerian nairas left. Her heart broke. That same week, her mother's arthritis worsened, and she couldn't afford the clinic. The next morning, she confronted him. "Usman, I checked the account." He got defensive. "Why?" "There's only 14,000 Nigerian nairas left. Over 700,000 Nigerian nairas gone in 2 weeks. What is happening?" "I told you, investment." "Why are you interrogating me?" "I'm not fighting. But I need to know. I haven't bought anything in months." He snapped. "I'm your husband, not a thief. I'm planning something big for us." "Then tell me," she said. "Show me proof. Let me be part of the planning." "You don't trust me. That's your problem." And he walked out. Kadijatu felt like she was drowning. 50,000 Nigerian nairas she owed for her cousin's school fees. 5,000 Nigerian nairas for her mother's blood pressure drugs. All gone. The next morning, she just sat, staring in the mirror. The girl looking back at her had no answers. Only regret. She stopped talking about the account. But she watched closely. One Sunday, while cleaning the wardrobe, she found another receipt of 250,000 Nigerian nairas to Ibrahim Cars and Parts. No car. No parts. No explanation. When she asked how business was going, Usman said, very slow. "I'm thinking of traveling for publicity." But her patience was fading. Then came the wig. A strange woman's wig hanging behind their bathroom door. "Whose is this?" she asked. "Oh, my cousin came to drop something." "What cousin?" "Don't start. You're always suspicious." That night, she found a second phone in his bag. It was locked. She knew then, she was married, but she wasn't in a marriage. The next morning, she walked past him without a word. He asked, "You didn't make tea?" "No. I didn't. And I won't. I'm tired." He mocked her. "Tired from what? Typing at work?" But she held her tongue. She held back every night she cried, every naira she lost, every lie she swallowed. That month, she stopped contributing. Not out of rebellion, there was simply nothing left. Still, she cooked, cleaned, washed his clothes, played her role. Until one morning, as she washed her slippers outside, the landlord's son arrived, with a brown envelope. Eviction notice. 3 months unpaid rent. She walked back inside. Usman was snoring. When he woke, she handed him the envelope. He laughed. "Eviction? I paid last month." "No," she said quietly. "They say you haven't paid in 3 months. You spent over 1 million in 3 weeks, but couldn't pay 180,000 Nigerian nairas rent?" He shrugged. "I was planning to." "No, Usman. No more lies." She told him everything. She had seen the receipts. The lounge payments. The second account. The fraud. He hissed. So you've been spying on me? I'm not smart, she said. I'm just no longer blind. He walked into the room and started packing his things. The next day, she went to his so-called shop. It was locked. A tailor nearby said, "Madam, he hasn't opened that place in 2 months. I think he went to Senegal." Kadijatu didn't cry until she got home. She sat on a stone behind the house and finally let the tears flow. That night, she didn't sleep. She stared at the sky, wondering how a woman could give so much love and still end up empty. She packed and moved back to her mother's house, the same house she once left as a proud wife. Then one night, her phone rang. It was Fatima, an old schoolmate, now a financial literacy coach. "Kadu, are you okay? I saw something." She sent a screenshot. A Facebook post. Usman, wearing white, standing next to another woman, cutting cake. Aminata. The banker from the day the server hung. It had all been a setup. The betrayal was not just romantic, it was spiritual. Financial. Public. But Kadijatu stopped crying. She started searching. She traced receipts, contacts, even fake invoices. She uncovered a second business account, her money had been funneled there. Fatima took the evidence to the fraud office. The account was frozen. Then came the threatening text. "You think you're smart? I'll deal with you." She smiled. He was finally feeling the pinch. An anonymous voice note came. A cybercafe worker said Usman had once laughed, saying, "That woman is dull. She thinks we're building a future. Me, I'm building a fence." The very next day, Kadijatu launched a WhatsApp group, Account with Eyes. Within 48 hours, 37 women joined. By the end of the week, over 100. Same stories. Same heartbreak. Soon, her seminars started gaining attention. Even banks invited her. NGOs too. Usman? His accounts were blocked. His clients vanished. And eventually, he was arrested, along with Aminata. Kadijatu, who once lost everything, now stood for something. She used her voice to help women rebuild, wiser and stronger. She said, "To love without access is a cage.